Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to help. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
And here they come. Holiday with the three. Atlanta with the rebound. Outside for Randall. No good from outside. Celtics leading by 5. Pass to Tatum. Ball's knocked loose. And stolen by Okongwu. Here's Randall. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Johnson left side. The Hawks again can't hit.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
That's in, coming off an assist from Randall.
Well, look, you guys can run with Johnson in the open court.
Brown, no good. The Hawks trail by 3. Pass to Daniel. Back to Johnson. Inside. Okongwu.
Good awareness from Daniels there to read the floor and see the ready scorer.
Brown with the bucket.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here is Daniels. Nothing on the board. Buries the long-range jumper.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside. Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
The 3-ball. Porzingis with the rebound. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. And it's sent back by Okongwu. 30 seconds left in the first. To the paint. Here's Johnson. He's got 5. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust. The Celtics with the lead. Outside Tatum. To the inside. Here's Porzingis. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
The 3 from Tatum. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Celtics.
10. The Hawks. 9.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
All right, and now you want to see them sustain this relentlessness for the entire game because it's clearly paying off.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. Greg, you look at today's point guards, so many different types that can be effective.
And there's a lot more freedom for point guards to kind of explore the parameters of their game. Sometimes it's steadying an offense. Other times it's to ignite it.
That's off as well, so he misses both. Stan, you talk about a stacked roster. It's hard to find many weaknesses for the Celtics.
Yeah, Kevin, there's a reason the Executive of the Year award went to Boston's front office last season. The Celtics are built right, and they're built to last. Well, when you give him room like that, just expect it to go in.
The three. Rebound, Atlanta. Pass to Shannon. Launches it. Kicks it out to Johnson. Poked away. And now here comes Young leading the break. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. I asked Quinn Snyder what he enjoys most about coaching, and the Hawks coach said the opportunity to compete in such an intense way. Also the tactics of the game, the intellectual part of player development. It's rewarding to see and have a part in someone's growth and improvement. Kevin?
David, that's coaching, right? Growth and development. A mind for the game for sure. I've always respected Coach Snyder. What a unique resume for Coach Quinn Snyder. Stan, he's coached in college. He's been overseas as a head coach. He's been in the G League. And now he is back in the NBA.
Yeah, and this guy's just a great coach. He's had teams that perform well at both ends of the floor. He's won everywhere he's been. And he's the only NBA coach I know of that's got a law degree on top of it.
So he's smart and he can coach. Oh, and by the way, he had a pretty good mentor in college, didn't he?
He certainly did.
Here's Krejci. Knocks down the three ball. Krejci's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Here's Shannon. Good defensive work there by Young. It's Dick on the wing. Hasn't made one yet. Yep, that one goes in there.
And made only about a quarter of their shots in the first. Totally flat, but they bounced back and built the lead here with a much better second quarter. And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Pass to Hauser. Now Dick. And it's blocked. And he keeps control of the ball. And here we go. Whitmore heading to the hoop.
Oh, man, when Cam Whitmore throws it down, you feel bad for the rim.
Dick wide open. Here's Cornette. Pass to Young. It's Dick on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. For the finish. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Yeah, you got to credit the defensive activity from Capella there. Anticipated the play, turned him over, and got his team out in transition.
And so Boston again turning it over. Atlanta making a switch here.
Substitution on the court.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Whitmore with it. 7 points in the game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
This is what I love about Whitmore, his fearless attitude and that ability to draw foul. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Celtics trailed by 4. To halt the run. Pass to Young. Nice ball movement by Boston. Shot clock at 6. Down low. Here's Cornette. Another shot. Dick in the corner. Here's Krejci. Dick with it. Covered by Mitchell. And he makes that one.
Not just a jump shooter. Dick can operate inside that restricted area.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Randall. Still scoreless. Takes it inside.
And when Randall gets rolling on the drive, there's almost no stopping him. His size and athleticism are going to get him to the hoop.
The shot by Holiday, no good. The Hawks leading by 4. And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Shot clock at 5. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Back to Okongwu. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And the Hawks making a change here. Here's Tatum. He's averaging almost 31 points a game right now, an extraordinary figure for any player to post. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Daniels using that vision.
Porzingis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to go on Onyeka Okongwu. The Celtics have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. Good on both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Tatum. Porzingis at the elbow. The 8-footer. Right side Tatum. Tatum on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. The kick out to Holiday. Outside Tatum. Releases. Busted. No good that time either. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Hawks lead by 4. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the 3rd quarter after our halftime. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish. Based on how close of a game that's been so far. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Celtics. On baseline, Jay. Up top, Brown. Rebounded by Capella. The Hawks leading by 4. From the arc. Cannon, no good. Now here is Holiday. Tatum on the wing. Back to Holiday. And it's Daniels with the rebound. And it's the Hawks ball. Pass to Capella. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Back to Daniels. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Walsh can't get it to go. Celtics trailed by 4. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report. Out of hand on it.
Well, 4 failed attempts to start this out. Not what they wanted out of the locker room.
Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there are so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send the second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
And recognized the change of possession and got in front for the score. Randall just a step ahead on that one.
Inside, Tatum, automatic.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they left their defense in the locker room when they came back out.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
Substitution on the court.
The Hawks trail by 4 to the middle. And slam dunk by Johnson.
Well, you can't teach the athleticism displayed there by Johnson.
Tatum with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. And here is Tatum. 12 points for him. Here's the teardrop. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Nice play. Porzingis, such a good finisher in the two-man game.
And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates is a big part of it.
Just 5 on the clock. Over in the corner, Brown. And stolen by Okongwu. On the wing, Daniels. Back to Johnson.
2 minutes remaining.
Pass to Walsh.
2 minutes.
Here's Whitmore. Started by Holiday. 5 to shoot. Johnson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never waned.
He's off on the first.
Well, look, what makes Tatum special is he helps you in all 3 phases of the game. Offense, defense, and on the glass.
Here's Johnson. He's got 9. And it's good from the elbow. Johnson's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
There's no argument that Tatum's at his best when he's distributed.
Down low. Here's Okongwu. And that one drops. Okongwu's now got his second bucket of the night.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And the dunk by Tatum.
Yeah, no question, Tatum can take over a game at a moment's notice.
Nice ball movement by Boston. The kick out to Holiday. Outside, Porzingis. Offline with his three.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
First team foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, one thing you have to admire about Randall is his hunger to get better. He is a real leader who leads by example.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Right side, Porzingis. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Hartenstein can't get it to go.
Well, give credit to the defense for cutting him off. Normally, that'd be easy points for him at the rim.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for Boston. He put together quite a quarter.
42. The Hawks. 41.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. The Hawks trailing. Now Daniels. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That is his first foul of the game. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away. And the Hawks making a change here. And while we've got a moment, I'd send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder said to his team. Now, he said, come on, can anybody make a three? We have to be better from deep. He implored his team to find the shooters, get them open with movement and picks. We'll see if it works, guys.
Thanks so much, David. Here's Whitmore. A miss that time would have put him up. The Celtics with the lead. Tatum with it. Pass to Brown. Back to Tatum. Off target from outside.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
To take the lead. And that one's good, Whitmore. Whitmore's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for Atlanta. Tatum. Oh, Tatum torpedoes to the rack.
Off the bounce, Tatum has so many different ways he can take it.
There's the triple. And Boston with the rebound.
Well, that's a shot the defense felt like they could live with, and it worked out for him that time.
Tatum from three.
Yeah, he's been able to turn it around after a rough first half. He's now looking much better offensively.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. And J.J. Redick is called timeout. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Hawks will retain possession here. Daniels from outside. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Porzingis feeling it out a bit. Back to Tatum. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. And taken away by Johnson. Here's Whitmore. Offensive rebound. Pass to Daniel. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And J.J. Redick calls timeout here. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The first one falls.
At the line for the Hawks.
Both free throws good from Okongwu. Here's Holiday. Right side Tatum. Oh, and the jam by Tatum.
Well, look, you got to hit Tatum harder than that, or else he's just going to push right through the contact.
And that one misses. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Hawks. And Okongwu slams it in.
Assisted by...
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam. You can see some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Pass to Holiday. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength there.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Back to Daniels. Johnson surveying the floor. Back to Daniels. Taken away by Holiday. There's the lob to Brown. And finished off by Brown.
Flashing his athleticism there. Once Brown gets solid interior positioning, he's focused on jamming it hard.
Pass to Randall. Back to Daniels. Shot clock at 6. Shot on the wing. And that one's good. Whitmore.
Oh, great to see the young fella step up. Whitmore showing veteran composure out there.
And the dunk by Hartenstein.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long? The kick out to Tatum. And stolen by Whitmore. Here's Johnson. Pass to Whitmore. Back to Johnson. And again, it's Atlanta. In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Hawks.
Well, all you can ask for is your guys to be really active on D, and they've been more than that tonight.
And one other thing they have done well has been scoring in transition, looking to run whenever they can.
Pass to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. Baseline try. Atlanta with the rebound.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Daniels with it. Kicks it out to Johnson. It's stolen by Brown. All alone. Count.
That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the Celtics.
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with this transition.
And you also have to applaud how they've been able to create turnovers and then convert those on the offensive end.
Here's Tatum. Rebound by Johnson. Atlanta with the ball. It's a one-point game. Pass to Daniels. Three-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Brown. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Tricky move by Brown inside, making sure he gets the whistle and completes his motion.
Can't knock it down, and they really needed that one.
Well, they had a chance for the lead right there, but we're all evened up.
Back to Randall. Pass to Johnson. Over Hartenstein. Get that out of here. Stuffed it and grabs the rock. The one-man stuff. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. It's a chance for them. To regroup and refocus. Dan, you've been on the bench in the NBA for many decades. What were some of your biggest pet peeves as a coach?
Oh my gosh, Kevin, that would be a long list. But the two biggest would be this. I think number one, anytime there was a lack of effort, not running back on defense, things like that, that I had a hard time tolerating. And then mental breakdowns, things we had prepared for over and over and over again, and then guys just zone out and forget what they're supposed to do. Those were things that were hard to tolerate.
Especially when you would take such care in preparing them in every way. It's got to be just excruciating.
Frustrating as heck.
And looking at Tatum's game, you know, he really doesn't have a weakness. He can give it to you in a variety of ways.
Daniels from outside. And he's good on the three ball. Daniels has got himself on the board with three there.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Holiday gets the bucket.
What a move by Holiday, using the dribble to free himself up.
Pass to Johnson. And he lays it straight in. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Man, boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Oh, boy.
And it's a great finish!
Oh, my gosh. Look, Tatum draws so much attention. Someone's bound to be open.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
No one near Randall as he lets it go. It's good from long range. Randall's got the lead up to 6 now for Atlanta.
In helping the team space the floor there, Randall with so much more confidence now from the outside.
Tatum no good.
Well, I've been here before. You're looking to get back in the game, but desperation threes are not the way to do it.
And J.J. Redick is called timeout. He knows every possession is critical now. Here's Tatum. Johnson with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Picked off in midair. Daniels from outside. Around 2 minutes into overtime now. It's been a good one. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Brown wide open. He fires. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Pass to Daniels. Now, Whitmore from deep. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Now, here's Tatum. Fires away from outside. They get the rebound. Hartenstein. Outside Tatum. Clock at 4. And another miss by Boston.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They'd used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
Assistant, Daniels.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They'd used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one.
Everybody know that I'm him.